Hi everyone and welcome. Today we have to review this low cost L-258 multi-band radio and MP3 player bought from AliExpress, and at the time of recording costs around about 12 UK pounds or around about 14 US dollars, and that does include shipping. It comes in a variety of colours. We've got red, gold, blue, black and silver. I chose the gold one, so let's open it up and see what we actually get for our money. Firstly, we get a little instruction leaflet, and this is actually nice and clear. We've got a 3.5mm male connection lead, very useful because this has actually got auxiliary input facility. And then we've got our mini USB lead, which is used for recharging the internal battery. And then finally we've got the radio itself. Now, first impressions are this feels reasonably robust. It's actually got a little bit of weight to it. Now we're looking at quite a compact radio. Size wise, it's 128 wide, 83 high by around about 29mm deep. And if we just give it the old mugshot test here, just gives you a better feel for size. It covers 3 wavebands. It covers FM from 88 to 108 MHz. AM is 522 to 1710 kHz, and then we have a full shortwave coverage of between 2.3 all the way up to 21.9 MHz. On the front, what we have a 40mm loudspeaker, and this is coupled with a little sort of passive diaphragm, and hopefully then the sound output quality in this should be just that little bit better than normal. On the right hand side, we've got a nice clear unclustered 5-digit LED display, and then below that we've got a large set of push buttons, and those just make it just that little bit easier to actually operate this. It's a little bit more user friendly. And if I compare this with the F170, which I've done a review on, you soon get an idea of just how big those buttons are. So overall, I actually like, there's a bit of thought being put into this. So turning to the side, first off we have our tuning thumb wheel, and adjacent to that, in that little recess, we've got an LED. What this is, it's a recharging LED. It's red for when it's charging the battery, and when it's fully charged it changes to green. We've got our mini USB connection there for recharging that battery. Our auxiliary input there, very useful. So if you want to maybe sort of hardwire your mobile phone to this and use this as a portable speaker, then that's another nice facility that you've got. Here's our USB port, and this is used for connecting a memory stick for when you want to play your MP3 media. And then finally we've got our headphone jack, and I've tested this and it is a stereo output. Not all of these little radios give you a stereo output. Moving to the top, unusually we've got an on-off slider switch. Normally that switch is incorporated with a little volume thumb wheel, but instead we've got this little on-off switch, which is just something a little bit unusual. We've got a 500mm long aerial as well, so that's a decent size aerial. But turning it upside down, there we have our micro TFT slot. So again, that's when we want to play our MP3 media. Moving to the rear, we've got a little stand, and then behind that, this is where we keep our battery. So just open that up. That's a little 800 mAh lithium ion battery. It's not the biggest, but nevertheless it'll do the job. So what I'm going to do now, actually see what it's like on FM and AM bands. Then we're going to see how it performs in the MP3 mode, and then finally we're going to see what it's like on the shortwave. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm going to try in FM mode first. So it's going to pop that aerial up. As I say, it's a decent size aerial given the size of the radio. Let's switch it on. There's our display. As I say, it's just nice and clear, just what you want really. We're in FM mode already. I've actually turned the volume down just at this moment in time so you can hear me. You've actually got 3 methods of tuning. You can manually tune, just utilising the side thumb wheel there, as you can see. Or you can use a reverse and forward button, so that'll skip to the next available frequency. So let me just press that. And again. Or what you can do, you can actually scan for the various frequencies, and then what it'll do, it'll actually store it into memory, and you simply recall just utilising the numbered buttons below. I've already scanned it, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the volume up and let's see what we've found.
And wake me up before you know what, because the album and Dara Singh ji players nominate 3 of the best tracks.
Not to speak to people at breakfast. My chronic need.
To Mikalenko down the left hand side. Digs that across.
Not sure how that comes out with the video. The sound quality is pretty good. That diaphragm really sort of helping out. What I've also done, I've actually done exactly the same thing from the AM band, so I'm just going to switch to that now and just see what we've found. So let's have a go. There we go. FM. moment, so let's turn it back up.
15 minutes played since half-time of the semi-Olympico in Rome. Italy 17, Ireland. From their own goal, Leeds blowing the chance and now on the counter-attack.
So in a few stations, that one that was just literally just sort of noise, what you can actually do, you can actually get rid of it. So for example, say if this is the one that you wanted to get rid of, what you've got to do is just press memory and just press it long for about a second or so, and it'll delete it. Equally, if you've got a frequency that you've manually tuned, say, and you want to put that into memory, simply just do a short press, and it'll save it. It's a really nice feature. I really like this radio actually. They've just made it just so it's just got enough features but without overcomplicating it. So what we're going to do next is try it out in MP3 mode. Little micro SD card, just going to pop in the bottom here. These things always have a habit of flinging out, but there we go. Let's switch it on. Fast forward it. That sounds pretty good, to be honest, considering this is a very small speaker. That diaphragm equally helping out with some of the bass there. Tells you that you've got the TF or the micro SD card presently fitted. Also, what you can do with this, you can press that button once, that'll repeat the track. Press it again, it'll actually repeat all the tracks on that little micro SD, so you can just leave it running in the background if you wanted to. What I'm going to do, I'm going to try it out with a USB memory stick. Let's pop this in the side. Switch it back up. Turn the volume up. Equally sounds just as good there. Okay, so you join me now under low lighting conditions, and what I've done, I've reduced just to using one incandescent bulb. That removes all the LED lighting and can generate quite a bit of electrical noise that can sometimes get picked up on those shortwave stations. Now the camera obviously does create some noise, but unfortunately there's not much I can do about that. Now what you can pick up in the way of stations, of course, depends upon where you are in the world, what stations are active at the time you're listening in, and also the atmospheric conditions. Now I'm currently located in the middle of the UK and it's early evening. Now what I've done to save time, I've actually scanned all the shortwave stations, and the ones that I've managed to pick up, I've actually stored them into memory. So what I'm going to do is just demonstrate just a few for you, just so you can see what this little receiver is capable of. Let's turn the volume up. 1,900 feet. Scattered at 5,000 feet. That I think is an automated weather station. Some of these are a little bit fringy. I'm going to demonstrate something to you now. What I've got outside is about 4 meters of wire, literally just hanging out outside, and I've just put a little clip on the end of it. So now I'm going to just go through those stations again, and you'll be able to see what a difference that makes. Picking it up now, look. fringy. I think that's Radio Thailand. Some of these are pretty clear, to be honest. I'm quite impressed with this.
También ha mostrado su preocupación por
preparation and careful planning.
And there we go. Okay, I could get a little bit of assistance by just adding to that aerial, but nonetheless that's pretty impressive considering the overall price point of this little receiver. Now obviously you can experiment yourself and put longer or shorter leads on, or maybe not need one at all. It just depends on where you are and what stations you're actually listening to. So what I'm going to next, put the lights back on and we can continue from there. So there you go, it's the L-258 multi-band radio and mini MP3 speaker. Do I recommend it? I really do, to be honest. I'm actually impressed with this considering its low price point. It's a very well thought out, easy to use, and it's a decent all-round performer. Now I've got no association with the manufacturer or the distributor, these are just purely my own sort of personal opinions. So if you enjoyed this, then please give me that thumbs up, that helps others to find this video as well. As always, appreciate you watching and I'll catch up with you soon.